Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another important topic, that is process to draw ellipse on SVG. Prior to this session, we have already discussed how to draw a rectangle, circle, what all attribute we are supposed to pass when we are drawing rectangle or circle, right? So in this session we are going to continue learning about the shapes, and we will talk about the ellipse. We'll see how we can use ellipse to draw shapes on a SVG. Okay, we will discuss each and every attribute that we are supposed to pass in order to draw an ellipse. Okay, but before we start the discussion, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just focusing on the ellipse part. But prior to that, you should know what all other shapes we can draw, what is SVG, what is the relation between SVG and canvas. Okay, because in canvas, when we discussed about canvas, at that moment we were using the things that is JavaScript, right? But here we don't need a JavaScript. We can simply use like there's no need to include JavaScript for drawing the shapes on SVG. We can simply directly include a few elements in the SVG itself to draw the things. Okay, so I think now we are good to start the session. So here you can see the code is straightforward. We have just noted down one title in the head section, and there is one heading as well. Clear? Now after this, what we will do here, we will put one heading, but before that let me show you the output of current code so that you have some idea. So you can see it is showing this HTML by Sharmit. Now we will put one new heading, and here I will write process to draw an ellipse on SVG. Those who don't know what is SVG, SVG is a scalable vector graphic through which we will draw shapes on the screen or HTML web page. So to draw something, if I explain you in a very simple term, to draw something we need one paper, right? On that paper we can draw the things. So to draw the things, we will use here one thing that is called SVG. So simply write here SVG element. In this SVG element, firstly we will set the width. So just put width as 600. Then we will set height, height. Height would be 300 pixels. That's it. Now you can save it and refresh it. So once you refresh it, you can see there is nothing visible, right? In case of SVG, actually it is added, but we have not set any border to it. That's why we are not able to figure out like what all portion it is covering. So to see that, you can simply apply style border 5 pixel solid black. Okay, so now you can save it and refresh it. So after a refresh, you can see that one SVG has been added on the screen. Now if you want to change the height and width, you can simply go here and make the changes as per the requirement. For example, if I want to make it like this, so I can draw it. Clear? So far we have just added one SVG. Now on this SVG we will define the ellipse. So to define the ellipse, there is no need to include JavaScript. You can simply write here one element, that is ellipse itself. So just write ellipse ellipse. Then we are supposed to provide few attribute here. For example, firstly I'll put all those attribute and their value. Then later on I'll explain you each and everything in detail, that why we are using that value. Okay, so for that purpose I'll just put few values here directly. So let me put the first value, which is cx. So firstly we will put here cx equal to 240. So simply write here cx 240. Then we will put cy, and cy would be maybe 100. Then we will set rx value, which is 220, and then we will set ry value, which is 30. Clear? Now you can save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you can see one black ellipse has been printed on the screen. Okay, so we got the shape, that is ellipse, but what all values we have provided here? So let's talk one by one. The first value provided here is Rx. Not Rx, the first value we have provided here is Cx. So Cx means the Cx attribute define the x-axis center of the ellipse. That means if you want to move your ellipse on x-axis, in that case you can utilize Cx value. In case if you let's say if I make this as 540, so you will see that it is moving on the x-axis, and now it is the center, or you can say simply the x-axis center is now 540. Clear? Likewise, if I want to make it as 440, I can change it, and now it is at 450. Similarly, if we talk about y-axis, so there we can change the information, we can change the position on y-axis by changing the value of cy. Okay, so let's go to the cy portion, and here I just set the values as 300. Save it and refresh it. So after 300 it is coming like this. Make it as 200, so it is coming like this. So when you want to move your ellipse on y-axis, you will change the value of cy. When you want to move your ellipse on x-axis, you will set the value of cx. Clear? As its name suggests, y means y-axis, x means x-axis. After that, we will use Rx. Rx means the radius, or you can say the Rx attribute define the x or horizontal radius. Okay, that means if I change the value here, let's say 260, save it and refresh it. So now you can see on x-axis it is enlarged. We are not changing position this time, we are enlarging it by changing the value of radius. So you can see it, right? Clear? Similarly, we have ry. That means the radius, the ry attribute define the y vertical radius. Okay, so if you make it as 50, save it, now you can see the radius of y-axis has been changed to 50. So likewise, you can set the radius of your ellipse on both axes, r-axis for x-axis and ry is for y-axis. In case of circle, we were only providing the information related to x-axis. Okay, let me show you one more thing. In case if I change, if I just remove this radius from ry, save it and refresh it, so now you can see it becomes a circle. Correct? Yes, because the only difference between circle and ellipse element is that here we are supposed to provide ry, and here in case of circle we are just supposed to provide the rx. Okay, so the moment when you remove this element, attribute from here, it will behave like a circle only. Okay, because in circle we just provide one radius, that is on x-axis. So sometime interviewer may ask you the question, what is the difference between circle and ellipse in terms of SVG ellipse element? So you can just simply tell that one attribute we are providing here is extra, that is ry. Clear? So I hope this part is clear to all of you, that what all thing we can pass here. Now some of you might be thinking like why it is coming as black, instead of that I want to show it as with some other color. So yes, you can change it. You can just simply provide here fill attribute. Let's say if I want to make it as yellow, so I can provide yellow, save it, refresh it, so now you can see it is coming as yellow. Likewise, if you want to set the stroke value, so you can provide the stroke value as blue maybe, and save it. So a thin border is coming on the ellipse, but I want to change the width as well. So stroke width would be we can provide stroke width as 5. Save it, refresh it, so now you can see 5 pixel stroke width is populated. Likewise, if you want to set the opacity, so these are some other attributes that you can provide as per your requirement. So most commonly these are used, so I just change the opacity of the ellipse. Okay, so likewise you can explore more other attribute that that you want to use for getting the desired output as per your project. So it totally depends on the situations or project scenarios, but the basic thing I have explained you, like what all things we can pass here, the four important attribute, which is cx, cy, rx, ry. In case if you are not providing cx, cy, it would be considered as 1, but rx, ry value is important, because if you don't provide ry value, it will not be considered as a circle. In case if you remove the rx value, so let's see, it is considering this ry value as a radius. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.